I realized my marriage was built on borrowed truth the moment she said, "Can you drop me 2 streets before my actual office today?" It was such a small request, so polite, so harmless on the surface. But the way her voice cracked on the word before felt like a stone thrown into still water, ripples spreading fast inside me. I remember gripping the steering wheel a little tighter. The morning sun was soft, the kind that usually made her hum old songs. But she didn't hum that day. She kept adjusting her scarf, checking her phone, biting the inside of her cheek. Something was off, and my heart knew it before my mind could catch up. When I slowed the car near the spot she pointed to, she leaned in, kissed my cheek lightly and said, "Love you." It should have warmed me. Instead, it felt like she was placing a bandage over a wound I didn't know I had. She stepped out and walked away quickly, almost too quickly. I watched her in the rearview mirror. Then something made me stay. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe fear. Maybe the quiet voice inside me that had been whispering for months, telling me she had been drifting away and I just didn't want to see it. I parked on the corner and waited. She didn't walk toward her office building. She didn't even look at it. Instead, a gray car rolled up. She opened the passenger door like she had done it 100 times. She sat inside with a smile I hadn't seen in months. And when the man inside leaned toward her, I felt my chest collapse. I didn't fight. Didn't scream. Didn't storm toward them like in the movies. I just sat there frozen while the truth crawled over me like cold rain. I had loved my wife gently, honestly, and fully. I gave her a home that was steady even when life wasn't. I never thought she would seek warmth somewhere else. But she had. And she didn't mean to show me that day. She had simply grown careless with her lies. For the next few hours I drove around the city aimlessly, the steering wheel trembling under my hands. I replayed everything. The late-night work calls. The sudden need for privacy. The new perfume she wore only on weekdays. I had noticed all of it. I just convinced myself not to. I reached home just after noon. The living room felt smaller than usual. Walls leaning in like they knew something had cracked inside me. Her mug was still on the table. Her sweater still draped over the chair. Everything looked normal except me. I sat on the couch and finally let the truth breathe. She had been lying. She had been meeting someone else. And I was the last person to know. Anger didn't come right away. First came the sadness. The kind that sits heavy and quiet, like a stone placed on your chest. For years I thought we were a team. We shared toothbrush holders, grocery lists, and small jokes nobody else found funny. But now I wondered how long she had been splitting her life between my house and another man's car. In the evening, I got her first text. Reached office. Busy day. Talk later. I read it again and again, each word twisting deeper. By night, I had cried enough to empty a river. But pain has a strange way of sharpening the mind. Around 10 p.m., I stood up with a strange calmness. A quiet storm moving inside me. I wasn't going to scream at her. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to compete with a man I didn't even know. I was going to let her face her own truth. At 11:42 p.m. she came home. She looked tired, her hair messy, her eyes soft like she wanted sympathy. I didn't say anything. I handed her a small envelope. Inside were photos I had taken earlier with my phone. Nothing dramatic. Just her stepping into the gray car. Her laughing inside it. Her touching the man's hand as he drove. Her face turned pale, as if someone had drained all color from it. She whispered, how did you? I raised my hand gently. Just tell me the truth, Alina. She sat down slowly like her legs couldn't hold her anymore. Her shoulders were slumped. Her breathing shaky. I didn't mean for it to happen, she said. It just happened. I was lonely. You were always busy. We were drifting. I thought you didn't notice. Something inside me cracked. Not loudly but quietly like the sound of paper tearing. I was busy building a life for us, I said. Not drifting. She started crying. Quiet broken sobs. She reached for my hand but I pulled it back. It hurt too much to let her touch me. She cried harder. But sympathy didn't come. Not anymore. I want you to pack your things, I said. Not forever but for now. I need space. I need to understand what happened to us. She stood up, shaking. You're punishing me. No, I said. I'm giving both of us a chance to see the truth clearly. Her eyes widened as if my calmness scared her more than anger ever could. For the next week, she stayed with her sister. She called. She texted. She apologized so many times the words started losing their shape. But I didn't answer. Silence became my shield. The same silence she had once used to hide her distance. I spent those days rebuilding myself. Cooking for one. Sleeping on one side of the bed. Talking to no one except the echo of my own thoughts. And slowly, painfully, I realized something I never expected. My love for her had been real. But so had my blindness. And now that the illusion was gone, I saw our marriage for what it had become. A house with cracked walls pretending to be whole. On the 8th day, she came to the house while I was in the garden. She knelt beside me, her hands cold, her eyes tired. "Please," she whispered. I ended it with him. "I want us. Only us." I looked at her long and hard. "I don't know if I can trust you again," I said. "But I'm willing to try if you are." Her breath caught. "I am. I swear." I nodded slowly. "Then we start from the truth. No excuses. No lies. No pretending." She wiped her eyes, and for the first time in months, I saw honesty instead of fear. We are still healing. Some days feel like progress, some days like bruises that reopen. But I'm learning that betrayal isn't just a wound. It's a mirror. It shows you the parts of your love you never questioned. And the parts you should have. And as strange as it feels to admit this, the day she shattered my illusion was also the day she unknowingly helped me rebuild myself from the ground up. One painful truth at a time.